Hey guys, I am finally broadcasting. So I'm finally live. Uh, for some reason, it is not showing me on the webcam. I don't know why. Probably because there are more technical issues. Um, I don't know why. Um, I'm looking right now at various things right now on my feed to try to put the to try to get myself on webcam. Oh, here we go. There we go. Now I'm on webcam. Never mind. Okay. Um, all right. Everything's set up. And I will now announce on Twitter and Facebook. Um, that I am live. Now I can only probably stream for like an hour. I wonder if you guys can hear me actually, because I had my headphones in before. So feel free to join the stream at any time. Don't know exactly what I'll be doing on the stream, but feel free to join the chat or do whatever. This is my first live stream on my channel. I had a live stream on YouNow before, but barely only people joined, and that live stream was on YouNow, mostly because it had been blocked on YouTube due to my community strike. Let me just make sure my mic is working and everything. Yeah. Just announcing. Um, okay. Let's see if anyone's here. Make the switch between the chat and the stream is whatever. All right. Finally. 17 viewers. Is that? Do I really have 17 viewers already? Awesome. Let's see if I can see chat from here. Chat. All right. So I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. Oh, I'm just happy I'm live. Like I said, it's my first live stream. Sorry if it's a bad video quality, by the way. 23 viewers now. Thank you guys. I only have like 3 viewers, or at least 3 viewers for my channel. There are people popping in and out on YouNow. Sorry for the long pause. I'm just checking everything. So, what do you guys want me to do on this stream? Please comment in chat. I have some ideas. I could, of course, react to videos. Actually, just finished recording a video. It was to Ash Hardell and her biological sex misconceptions videos where, she throws intersex people under the bus and says that if you are a man who can't grow a beard, you're technically not a man. So there's that. And I wonder if I'm just not seeing all the comments in chat, or if just nobody has commented. Sorry. But I was thinking I could react to another video, or I could read. I have a ton of hate comments that I've archived from various people. I was thinking of saving that for another video, but I could just read those, and change the live stream to that. Change the live stream title to that. Yeah. What do you guys want me to do? I'm just gonna message some people. I wonder if I can just invite people to the stream. I think I can because it's Google Hangouts. Sorry, I'm completely new to this. Like I said, the only other time I've been in a few streams, but the only other time I've actually live streamed was in YouNow, which was for a good couple of hours. And I'm just looking over the comments on the channel now. Sorry, this is boring. I just don't have a lot to go off now, because I don't have a lot of input from you guys in the chat. So please comment in chat what you want the stream to be about. I can just react to something, or, like I said, read the hate comments I've saved up. Or if you have any questions you want to ask, hit my Ask FM if you want. And if any of you guys want to join, I can invite you to join and give you a link if I can find it. One more question. There's no one in the chat. I don't know, again, if no one has asked any questions, has said anything in the chat, or if I'm just not seeing it. So, seeing that nobody is saying anything, even though I do have a few viewers, I am just gonna react to something. Let's see if there's a few channels. So apparently Milo Stewart is going off of testosterone. So that could be something I could talk about, although I don't want to go back in the whole people transitioning thing, or transgenders transitioning thing. Let's see if Ash Ardell has done anything since biological sex. I know this is so boring. I don't have a lot of input to respond to. She hasn't really done much since then. Sorry, I should probably share this page. Let's see if I can share it. I know it's depleting viewers because this is so boring. Comment in chat, guys. Comment in chat if you want this to be less boring. Representing everyone. Representing what to everyone. Can you guys see my my webpage here? The Firefox webpage. It has Ash Hardell's videos. It doesn't say what I'm presenting. Anyway, there's Riley Dennis, of course. Of Chase Ross. Chase Ross is always a fun one. Dude, can you see the YouTube chat? I don't think I can. Don't see any comments in YouTube chat. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are commenting or if there's, because I see no comments other than my own. I typed, hey guys, in YouTube chat, and no responses. Explains a lot. Because that's the reason why this is so boring now, because I don't see any impact, any input from you guys. There's tons of comments on this stream now. Oh, okay. How do I see the chat? Okay, someone's messaging me. Oh, sorry. Somebody's messaging me on Facebook and explaining this whole thing. Okay. I might have to go to different pages to the chat. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I did not see the chat at all. Group chat. If I type something else, it'll update. I still can't see it. I still cannot see the chat. I think I will have to click on my live stream on. Okay, now I see it. Matthew, refresh. See, I'm seeing the chat from the Google Hangouts thing, not from the YouTube thing, if that makes sense. Okay. Blocked because you're so controversial. I haven't blocked anyone, really. Game Boy says, I have a good question for you, Matthew. What's your question? Love your videos and I'm so excited to see more content. I recognize you're from the West Coast, eh? I am from the West Coast. How do you feel on the debate that Marvel Comics is hiring people only to do a diversity checklist? Yeah, I don't really like the whole idea of diversity just for the sake of diversity. I mean, I have no problem if it's just diversity. For you know, if it just happens to be that way. But yeah, just for the sake of diversity is dumb. Um, how much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could? I think you add could chuck wood, but whatever. Are you gonna give viewers the link to your stream? Yes, I will give that. Do a Q&A. Yes, a Q&A. Yeah. Sorry for long pauses. What my or your cat says when she accidentally scratches me. Um, I saw an interesting video where a woman says looking at women was rape culture. Um, what colleges did you apply to? Okay, this is interesting. Uh, I applied to um a lot of schools in California, as some of you guys will probably be disappointed. I applied to Harvey Mudd. I applied to UC Berkeley, UC Davis, UC Santa Cruz. I probably won't go to UC Berkeley though. I do not want to go to UC Berkeley for a lot of reasons. Um, I I applied to San Francisco State University as like a local school because just in case I'm still recovering from top surgery and you know I just for health reasons. Um, and then I applied to a lot of schools in the Midwest because I have family there, specifically Ohio and Indiana. I applied to University of Miami of Ohio, and I applied to Purdue. And I applied early action there, so I should know whether I got in the next month or two. For both of those schools, I applied to Butler. Um, I applied to IU. I applied to Occidental. I applied to Pitzer. And yeah, that's about it. Have you watched Trevor Moran's video? No, I have not. OMG, yes, please read hate comments. We'd love to burn them down. Yes, the comments. You can't see our comments. Hate comments, hate comments. Who hates you? I think he's watching the Twitter feed, not the YouTube feed. No, I was watching what it said the chat was in the Google Hangouts. Which is different from what it says on YouTube. Thoughts on the 8-year-old drag queen? I think I have no problem with, young kids, like a little boy who wants to dress as a girl. I do have a problem with a young kid who wants to be a drag queen, though, because a drag queen is different from just wanting to dress as a girl. A drag queen is like more of a sexual thing, like more because it's a gay community thing. So like, I do have a problem with that, especially because he's being exposed to like he's made famous for that. Just I have trouble with that in general, like the whole toddlers and tiaras thing, and just it's that he's being made famous exposed to that very young. What is it I tried to find before? It can be about anything, to be honest. Talk about Riley J. Dennis. Have you seen Last Jedi yet? Um, no, I've not seen Last Jedi. Oh my God! Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much, Ivan, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Wow. Um, saw you comment on Calvin's video about how trans people sex is top notch. It was obviously the shade was directed at. Yes, it was very clear he was directing shade at. Sorry it's taking me so long to get to these comments, by the way. Do you like Blair White's videos? I think she says some stuff. I think she generalizes trans people in a lot of ways. But I do like a lot of her content. Like I like some of her content. But I do think there's some comments she says that I do disagree with or about where is he looking. Then I explained what I was looking at. Matthew Refresh. I just tweeted him. Yeah. Do you find the word "truscum" stupid? Like the fact that there's a word for thinking you need to be trans. Yeah, I find the word "truscum" pretty dumb. I mean, it's cool that you can kind of take it back, like I'm a truscum now. But yeah, it's pretty dumb, especially that it was literally a word that was invented on Tumblr. And when I bring it up to SJWs, like, oh, that's a word that you invented on Tumblr, they'll go, well, every word's invented. But like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that it was invented on Tumblr. And that you're using like it was a legitimate insult. So someone paid me to read the hate comments. So maybe that's what I'll start out with. And then if I have time to go, something else. So, like I explained, I was looking at the Google Hangouts part where you set up the technical parts of the live stream, not the YouTube where you guys are all seeing the live stream from. So let's go with the hate comments. Okay, I'm getting more comments here first. Do anyone want to play Mary Fuck or Kill Blair White, Richard Dennis, Ashley Mardell? And then that's the thing for chat. What do you think of the accusation that true scums work together with TERFs? I mean, I think that comes from the fact that there are some people who consider themselves gender critical feminists who I've met who aren't TERFs, but they are also against transgenders. So they're kind of like in a weird middle ground, where they're not intersectional feminists, but they're not, uh, what's the word? They're not intersectional feminists, but they're not anti-feminists either. So people think that SGWs think that they must be the same thing as TERFs, and that because they want to group them as all bad things, they're all evil. What age do you think is okay for people to start medically transitioning? Eric Winter, he noticed me. What age do you think is okay for people to start medically transitioning? I would say around 15 or 16 when it comes to hormones. I mean, it's very nuanced. It's a very case by case basis. But yeah, like when you start really noticing that puberty is not the right thing for you. I mean, there is when it comes to blockers, it's a difficult, thing to judge. But yeah, around 15 or 16. Words aren't invented usually. For the most part, they evolve. That is true. Do you think there are people who say they're bisexual and they really aren't? Um, yeah, I mean, there definitely were. If you've ever heard of bisexuals, like back in the 1990s, that definitely was a thing. I think, yeah, it still is a thing to some extent, maybe, but not as much as it was. There still is some people uh, who, who say that. I think it's more common with like pansexual or polysexual. Um, but I would still say to some extent, yeah. Um, it definitely used to be a thing, but not as much anymore. Any thoughts on Professor Jordan Peterson and the fight against enforced pronouns in Canada? Jordan Peterson, I think, is very rational in some things, not so rational in others. Like he said that, oh, people like Sam Harris and other atheists, they must still be Christians because they don't rape and murder people. He said that in a Rubin report, but he said some other very rational things too. So it's kind of a mixed bag of ideas. On the fight against enforced pronouns in Canada, I am 100% against enforcing pronouns, because that just makes it worse for trans people, because then they all look at trans people like, oh, they're just special snowflakes who want to enforce pronouns. And the people who are for enforcing pronouns are just special snowflakes, who most of which probably aren't trans. Truska was invented on Tumblr just like non-binary was. Tumblr just enjoys making stuff up and trying to push it in the real world. Non-binary, I don't think was invented on Tumblr as much. I do know that it was used more of a political term, but no, it wasn't invented on Tumblr. It's an older term than that. Has doing your face reveal have any real world consequences? Have angry feminists try to kill you? It actually hasn't had any real world consequences. I did have a guy in an Uber ask me if I did YouTube, but I don't think he knew it was me. Mary Fucker Kill Riley. I I hate pie or Trump. Um, I I honestly have missed out on the I eat pie memes. I know like people keep memeing him, but who is he really? I've missed out on that completely. Have you ever met a non-binary in person? I haven't. I have met several non-binaries in person. My sister is one of them. But I've also met a lot through support groups and LGBT groups and stuff. You're heterosexual male. Yeah, I am straight. Okay, so you guys can keep doing the questions. And on the side, I will try to get to the hate comments. Okay. So, as you guys might remember from my initial hate comments video, a lot of them came from SJWs. Oh, you clash with your sister over the non-binary thing. What's the thing beneath your globe? It looks like a skull. Um, I'm trying to see from your perspective because I'm looking at the chat. Are you talking about this thing over here that I'm pointing to right now? Because that's a skeleton coat hanger. It's just like a cool decoration. I don't ever use it as a coat hanger. But you're talking beneath, like under, so I wouldn't know what you're talking about in that respect. Let me try to go back to this. Sorry. Okay, so back to whether I clash with my sister over non-binary. It's halfway off the shelf. Halfway off the shelf. If you're talking about this, that is just like what's it called? tracing paper, like the little waxy paper that thing, that that you draw over. My dad had a lot of it because he's an architect, but yeah, this is just paper. Did you draw your character stills yourself? No, those were all drawn for me by subscribers. And by the way, I'm definitely gonna do a fan art video because I really want to thank people for that. And there's so much fan art that was drawn that wasn't featured in my videos, and I want to thank people for that. Oh, it looks like a skull and cam. I am disappointed. Okay, some more questions. Again, do I clash with my sister over her being non-binary? Well, it's a lot more complex than just her identifying as non-binary. She has like a lot of other issues too. She claims to have a lot of self-diagnosed mental illnesses and stuff like that. And it's a whole issue within my family. Like, it's put a lot of strain on my family. And so we just tend to avoid talking about it. We would clash over it, definitely, if I told her what I really thought about it. But we're just, like, supposed to not talk about it. Like, my parents have told me, do not talk about it with her. But, like, my parents and I and my extended family have all said, like, that we don't think it's genuine and not to talk about it with her because she's so sensitive. It's like, walking on eggshells with her. Where can we send fan art? You can send it to me on Twitter or on Facebook. My social media is in the description. I knew so many people exactly like your sister. Unfortunately, it is a pretty common thing. Keep your sister off of Tumblr. She is very much on Tumblr. Unfortunately, she literally tells me Tumblr stories all the time, like they're true, like those stories, and everybody on the train clapped. She is 15. Okay, so somebody else asked me, I have a question. What do you think of the word tranny or shemale? Tranny is, to me, can be definitely taken back. Like, it definitely can be used as a slur, but it can also be taken back. I mean, I've used it in my videos, and, I laugh at Chase Ross getting triggered by it. Sometimes it's better not to just bring things up to avoid conflict, I agree. As for shemale, that hasn't really been taken back as much, but it's not as strong as, I mean, look, to me, I mean, yes, they can be used as slurs, but, uh, I mean, look, it doesn't affect me as much. I think it's all about context. If somebody is really derogatorily calling you those words, yeah, obviously, it's a slur, but, if it's more endearing, then it's not. It's all about context. What's your view on transition in the UK, where it's all paid for by the government, apart from the 86 we have to pay for teeth prescription? So I think, well, does the UK have single-payer healthcare? I mean, I am pretty much in support of single-payer plan. I mean, if they support, if in the UK they pay for, they'll cover medical conditions, uh, medical costs, then that should include, if they cover any other medical condition, then, yeah, that should include transition too. I mean, if they don't cover other medical conditions, though, I think that would be a different thing. Sorry I'm late. I was watching the Crown T bullshit. I'm not actually, up to date in the Crown T drama. I'll have to check that out later. Ty Turner did some video about being triggered over his birth name. It seems so many trans people are bothered by hearing their birth name. Yeah, the whole birth name thing, like, I don't like seeing my birth name on documents or whatever, but it's not like, oh my god, I can't stand it to opinion on how it reminds them of their sex, probably. Yeah, I can get it. From that point of view, like, like I said, I don't like seeing my birth name in context, like on old documents and stuff, because it does remind me I was born female, but completely out of context, I don't get it from that perspective. Like, my birth name is used. I don't want to give too much context, but it's used in something that's in pop culture a lot. And so when I hear it from that context, like, I'm not bothered by it at all. Remember York, I miss him so much. I do too. Uh, Opinions on how people treat trans guys in the LGBT community. I think trans guys, yeah, get a lot of shit for you know, male privilege, or for and get a lot of pressure to act more feminine. A lot of the time, uh interviewer says, "Hey, what's up, dude? I'm doing fine. Uh, thanks for checking in with me." I forgot about York. Why did he have to deactivate his channel? I think, well, part of it was because he was very busy with his studies. Doesn't the birth name stuff get solved by just signing some forms? Well, it's more than just signing some forms. It's a whole legal name change and legal gender marker change. But it does, yes, you do solve it by legally changing your name. Um, well, to answer your question, York had to deactivate his channel because he was busy with his studies, and he was just getting approached by people with very personal issues that he didn't feel comfortable resolving. Like, people were feeling suicidal and stuff, and he just didn't feel comfortable resolving that. Let's go to last coffee shops and find York. Yeah, let's track him down. Uh, I'm just tracking back down these questions. I'm never gonna get to the hate comments at this point. Um, what's your opinion on people in school slash uni being taught that gender is a social construct? Yeah, I mean, if you want to go to gender studies and be taught that gender is a social construct, that's your choice. But like in science classes and stuff, it shouldn't be taught there. I find non-binary people more as a part of the body modification community than the trans community. Yeah, I mean it's harder to say, but um, yeah, non-binary isn't trans, so non-binary shouldn't be in the trans community. But if you still want to modify your body, nonetheless, that is more like body modification. My old nickname was a real name, and if I hear it in passing in the mall or whatever, I still nearly turn around. You nearly turn around if you hear your birth name. Um, Not really, I'd have to say. I mean, I've kind of learned to dissociate myself from it. Um, where I have to live, uh, where I have to live, you have to pay $200 and go through a really long process to get your name changed. Yeah, it was a pretty long process for me. I wish there were mirrors of York's videos. I do too. Are traps gay? JK, what do you think about SJW right wing? Um, I assume you think about like the right wingers act like SJWs. Yeah, I don't like them at all, and I've talked about some of those people. Um, wasn't York a part of the alt right? No, he was not. He was. Uh, I think if anything, he said he was more left leaning. Um, he made some videos about that. Um, do you think privilege is a weird thing? Like, as a white trans man, I'm privileged because I'm white, but not because I'm trans. Like, how does it work? Do they cancel each other out? Yeah, I think the whole demographics privilege thing is more or less bullshit. I mean, in some instances, yeah, it can affect you, but if anything, because some people brought up, it's not as much as overarching privilege as it is privileges, and I think the thing that affects how much privileges you have the most is money. Do you think the feminine pressure make you dysphoric, or do you think it lead to that? I'm not sure exactly based on how this word is phrased, but like the pressure on trans guys to become more feminine, I think would make them dysphoric. I think it stems more from like just the SJW idea of not liking masculinity. No insurance slash medical aid will cover any part of my transition in my country because it's seen as cosmetic, and the one hospital that does top surgery is a 20-year waiting list. Oh, okay. So you're saying in England, they or no, this wasn't about the England thing, but they said if they say it as cosmetic, even if they do cover healthcare, um, other parts of healthcare, they don't cover transition, which Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. If they claim to cover necessary healthcare and they just don't cover transition or vice versa, that doesn't make any sense to me. Gender studies shouldn't be taught to people. Teaching lies that directly clash with proven science should not be encouraged. Yeah, I agree. I mean, um, I for or at least to an extent. I mean, if you choose to learn about gender studies, if that is your direct choice, then you should be able to learn about that. However, having that forced down your throat, no. Um, it's like learning about religion. Like people are allowed to learn about religion from a subjective standpoint, right? So gender studies is basically religion at this point. I mean, yeah. So if you want to learn about gender studies, then go ahead. You can learn about it. But no, nobody should have that forced down your throat. How long have you been on T? I've been on T since not last September, but September before that. So I have been on T for 1 year and 3 months about. They only do surgery like 4 days a year. Okay, referring to the same thing where it was a 20. Would you say you're left or right wing? I would say I'm mostly left wing, although kind of more center leaning. Like not really left wing, but like center left. Um, 20 fucking years, holy shit, I know. Um, New York is Scottish. I mean, they might skew right, but it's still left leaning compared to the USA. Think Canada. So yeah, he is left leaning. Yeah, so that is a good point. That Europe is more left leaning. If you like think like the USA is comparatively like right leaning compared to the rest of the world. So I'm 18. I know I was trans since I was 11. I was hoping it was a passing phase, but it's grown stronger. I have a religious Muslim family, so I don't know how I'll be able to come out slash transition. Um, yeah, that's a hard one if you have an unaccepting religious family, especially. Yeah, I honestly don't really have advice on that because my family was pretty accepting. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. That's really difficult. Um, did you know the term transgender has only been around since 1990s? I did not know that. I thought it was around earlier. I know the term transsexual has been around for a lot longer than that. I think since at least the 1960s. But I did not know the term transgender has actually been a more recent term. Um, well, I knew it had been a more recent term, but not that recent. Did At uni, I got in trouble for saying that I don't think the Rocky Horror Picture Show is transphobic. Wow. Well, I know University of Crazy SJW. Um, did you vote Hillary or Trump? I did not vote either. Well, first of all, I was too young to vote at the time, and actually, I'm currently not registered because I turned 18 like right just before the election. But I hate them equally, so I wouldn't vote either. Hey, you're using the art I made for you. That's so fucking cool. Well, thanks for making the art. Oh God's name of the Rocky Picture Show me transphobic. I know he couldn't vote then. Yeah. Um. Yeah, and I wouldn't vote either because I hate both of them. So I'm gonna try to move on to these hate comments. If you don't. So like I said, a lot of the hate comments before were SJWs, but now this is a lot more just transphobic people, or just anti-LGBT because a lot of them say anti-gay stuff, but it's equally idiotic. Um, so this was, by the way, on my Milo. The someone says Kovo is yeah, Kovo the unicorn is here. Um, uh, anyway, so this was on my Milo Stewart got the D video. Have you checked him on Miles? I have actually not watched that many more of his videos. Um, Mostly because his videos are hard to watch. Just the format kind of irritates me. It's like a Nesian style, but I haven't checked on him since. I honestly don't have a reason to check up on him. I mean, I said what I said. I've changed my mind on him. Um, I mean, I do think he still does a lot of SJW content, but he's not really doing stuff that's that harmful. other than like his messages, which is I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm trans, I'm trans. So like his YouTube channel. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't have that much of an issue with him, other than like his whole "I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay" thing. So no, I haven't really watched that much on his YouTube channel, um, since my last video on him. But anyway, um, so this was on my Milo Stewart Got the D video, which I admit was not a great video, and it was actually like it went absolutely viral. And I got all kinds of comments on it. Mostly people didn't like it, and it wasn't that great of a video, I'll admit. But mostly the reason why people didn't like it was for completely arbitrary reasons. And somebody went on this weird rant about lesbian sex, and it was clearly homophobic. So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna say it. Lesbian sex isn't a real thing. That is not sex. What are your thoughts on Alex Birdie? I think he's cool, but I read his book, and he's been sucked into NB SJW bullshit so hard by his boyfriend. Oh, has he been sucked into it now? Because, I did respond to that video he did with Ash Hardell, and he seemed like he was just dead inside, that face that he did. It seemed like he wasn't buying into it, but if he believes in it now, that's a shame. He seemed like a cool guy, um, from the last video I've seen him, but yeah, I haven't watched many of his videos recently, and if he believes that stuff now, that sucks. Again, like I don't pay much attention to those to like the genuine people who are transitioning unless they're like Chase Ross and they're spreading misconceptions about what it means to be trans. But yeah, Jake Edwards is totally drinking the Kool-Aid, to the point where it's leaching his hair. But so this person says lesbian sex isn't a real thing. That's not sex. If there's a dick going in something, it isn't sex. His boyfriend is firmly in the B territory. Yes, that's Jake Edwards. The guy who likes pink, so he's non-binary. What do you think about trans guys that say they're gay all the time and date girls? I actually don't know that many trans guys who do that. I mean, I don't know if Chase Ross counts because he's like, I'm gay, I'm queer, but he dates guys, right? So I don't know if he counts. If there isn't a dick going in something, it isn't sex. Scissoring equals not sex. Third base at most. Eating out equals not sex. Fingering equals not sex. The closest lesbians can get to actual sex is fake sex with a fake dick. And this was on my Milo Stewart video. I don't think I even said anything about lesbian sex in that video. Like, they go on the weirdest rants. Why did the black community hate LGBT? I wouldn't say the black community as a whole doesn't like LGBT people. I would say, you know, there are some more traditional, people within the black community who have problems with LGBT people, but I wouldn't say necessarily like as a whole. Sweeping. Um, yeah, I know, that comment is crazy, Tess. Um, so I respond, wait, so sucking a dick equals sex, but eating out a vagina does not equal sex. How does that make sense in your mind? I mean, all right, categorize sex in your arbitrary categories, but it makes no sense to me. And then this person says, why the fuck would sucking a dick be sex? Keep up, Matthew. We're talking penetrative sexual organ inside sexual orifice. Mouth shit isn't sex, it's third base. Well, why is this person obsessed with third base? You just said if there isn't a dick going in something, it isn't sex, is what I said. By your logic, it counts. Do you want to keep pretending to not speak English? Mouth shit isn't sex, period. It doesn't mean everywhere a dick can go is sex. Point is, there needs to be a dick. Lesbians have got everybody on board with the idea that they can just sit there and mash their vaginas into each other. And that shit constitutes sex. Like, fuck it does. It's like saying rubbing a dick into another man's dick is sex. Like, how though? How? It's obvious when you think about it. Lesbian sex is third base foreplay bullshit and is not real sex. This person is so obsessed Look, I bet he watches lesbian porn is like I I wait, is this real sex? I'm aroused, but it can't be real sex. Um if trans women are traps but trans guys aren't, that's trans patriarchy. Today I had an online argument with someone who said that me jokingly saying LOL, I hate straight people is just as bad as homophobia and I'm bullying straights. Well, I mean, if you genuinely hate straight people, that is bad, but yeah, if it's a joke, obviously. Any opinions on 4chan's recent "It's Okay to Be White" campaign? I mean, what 4chan always does is pretty stupid. I haven't kept up. I actually haven't kept up with 4chan's "It's Okay to Be White." I mean, I've definitely heard of it. But like, I mean, they're always trolling with stuff, and the fact that people are taking it seriously is just like, I honestly don't care. Do you have an Instagram or Snapchat? I don't. Uh, I don't have either. No. I got here so late. Dude, what the fuck? Uh, hey, this is Zane. How are you? What did I just witness? Um, the thing I said was I was joking. It was so funny. I know. Uh, it's funny how people hate gays but like lesbian. Well, it's funny how I think this guy is okay with. He has like a specific hate boner for lesbians, I think. Um, and then I responded to him, "Boy, you're getting unusually riled up about this. This is oddly entertaining and dare I say somewhat revealing about your character. Keep in mind that this was a Milo Stewart video that had nothing to do with lesbians in the first place." Um, and then he says, "Yeah, okay. Thanks for the critique of my personality. I'll take that on board. Also, you should get a new avatar. Your current is too weeaboo. Peace." What? So I don't know which avatar I had. It was one of the dragon ones, but that's too weeaboo. What? Yeah, yeah. Jeffrey, you definitely had a fetish. Who is the cringiest transgender? Um, I mean, Milo would be kind of like the immediate one to go for because she like intentionally tries to be awkward. What do you think about trans being included in the LGBT bracket? I don't identify as trans. It's not a sexuality. I just don't like being labeled as LGBT. I'm a straight man. Yeah, I have an issue with that too. Because just being trans is not the same thing as sexuality is at all. Probably the dragons that I drew. Yeah, it was probably yours. Because that's the ones that I was using. Up until I started showing my face. How do you feel about cis privilege and heterosexual privilege? I'm bisexual, yet I do not believe it at all. Yeah, I mean, the whole privilege thing, like I said before, I'm kind of skeptical of. RP, I've got a friend that uses Z pronouns is basically the same as Chandler not taking hormones yet. Yeah, the whole Z pronouns is completely ridiculous. Oh my god. What? Okay, this isn't a hate comment, but this is just crazy. Um, Tess says the reason why trans people are in the LGBT community is because they helped found it. But I hate when people group trans people in strictly gay, lesbian, bi issues. Yeah, I mean, I can get because they helped found it, but it just feels weird to me. Okay, this is just crazy. I don't know what this is. This is clearly trolling, but I don't know what this is. Um, that's just because you benefit from straight privilege. Okay. This person says, "I just want to choke in that dragon dick." Women in clothes can arouse me more than naked. This is the same person. E.g., my profile pic does nothing for me, and it's a naked girl. If you're a normalized minded bigot for ease of expression, I guess that it should never make sense. My own sexuality traumatizes me. Milo in underwear That butt, though, does have an effect, but I think that's more aesthetic. I've been thinking of sucking you, Matthew, so I'm a little flustered. Okay. Um, Sexton says, "Hey, did you choose your male name? I've heard some people go with the name their parents would have named them if they were the other sex." Um, my parents actually didn't have a name for if I was the other sex. I was, uh, yeah, I was born premature actually, so they didn't have time. But no, Matthew just. Well, I mean, I did choose because Matthew just popped in my head. I didn't have a process for choosing though. And then this other person says, "Not as funny." Obviously. Last one. What was that last one? Um, penis slash vagina equals sex. Vagina on vagina is not reproductive. So this is like the same one as the first one. How can you be attracted to non-binary? It's impossible being attracted to non-binary is impossible because non-binary isn't a sex. Yeah, yeah, I would. That part I kind of don't get either. Um, vagina is not reproductive. Losing virginity means you have sex for the first time, you idiot. Penis slash vagina is the legit definition of sex. You can't make a baby by having a vagina and fooling around with another vagina. Shut up. So I think this was also on the Milo Stewart video again. Somebody just ranting about lesbian sex. Um, and then this was a feminist saying, "This close to making a response video because I'm shocked you're this ignorant about sexism and feminism. You're otherwise so intelligent. I'm taken aback at this stupid video, to be honest. You are sick in the head to think that men have fewer rights than women. I love your channel, but you need help when it comes to sexism. You are 100% deluded, and I don't know if you being trans has anything to do with it, but you're insane when it comes to that topic." What would you say that? What would you say irritates you the most about trans trenders? Mostly that they claim to be trans when they're not, that they're devaluing the experience of real trans people. Are you in college? For me, we have a pride center. It honestly sucks. They exclude people who aren't fucking in the LGBTQ. I don't fit it because I pass as straight. Yeah, the whole passing as straight is dumb. But I'm not in college. I'm going to college. Are you in the Jazz Jennings camp and not doing the deed until the bottom surgery is done? Um, I guess that means, like, would I not have sex until I would have bottom surgery? For me, yeah, like, that's just my personal comfort level. Um, but yeah, that's just like my personal comfort level. Uh, I have a question about your me medical transition that some trans people get mad about. But are you gonna have bottom surgery, do you think? Definitely yes. But I already kind of answered that with the last one. Um, have you heard of the UC Irvine T camp? No, I have not. I've heard about another camp called Camp RNTQ or something that people keep trying to push me towards, though. What does pass as straight even mean? I don't know. How would you deal with people saying that any trans person, or gay person, or whatever else who's conservative or against a transgender is just a token? I've heard that a million times. And no, like, people can have different political opinions and be whatever minority, basically. Do you get non-binary people say they are gay? But like, how can you be gay if you don't have a gender? Like, if you're and be like women, how you're gay? I mean, you are because you're a girl, but still. Um, yeah, like I mean, if you identify as non-binary, but then you say you're gay, I don't quite understand that. What would you do if you opened a door and a tall ass kangaroo wanted to fight you? Um, I don't know. Uh, I mean, first, how fast can they run? Um, I would assume they can run pretty fast. Uh, I mean, look, it's kind of like the whole joke about running from a bear. You have to run faster than the other person. But otherwise, like, I guess because it's a tall kangaroo, so I don't know what. I don't know what punching it would do. You hit it with the baseball bat. You're not giving me a lot of options here. About 50 miles. Is that miles per hour? Yeah, that's pretty. Not a big fan of LGBT, but Stonewall was kind of important. Yeah. My school has SJW LGBT posters everywhere. It's so cringe. The posters are from Stonewall. Uh, what's your sexual orientation? I'm straight. The only trends in my school is that SJW kind of trendy that pushes people's language and talks about anarchy and his rights too much. I'm too scared to come out because of him. Do you ever get annoyed with how feminine some trans men act? I mean, it's their, you know, it's their choice to act feminine, but like I said, um, I do think a lot of trans guys are being pressured and acting that way. Chase Ross, like he goes over the top to be. He's like, I'm so feminine, you guys, and you all can be feminine too. Toxic masculinity is bad, and it's just. But um, uh, what do you what do you think when we see people when what do you think when you see people claim transgender people starting the gay rights movement, especially in relation to, well, I've seen a lot of people claim that it was a transgender woman who started Stonewall, or a transgender woman of color started Stonewall, and that gay people had nothing to do with it. And um, yeah, and it's just like, or that, like, I've even seen people claim that these gay figureheads of the gay rights movement, who were gay men, who were drag queens, were trans because they wore dresses. Um, Chase is a feminist. That's his bag. Um, yeah, they're basically trying to rewrite history to make include trans people, which I've really want to make a video on, because they're even going back further in history to try to include as many trans people as possible. And there are legitimate cases for people who could have been trans in history, who just, for whatever reason couldn't express it right during that time. But they've been saying ridiculous things like, "Oh, Joan of Arc was trans because she dressed more masculine," even though you kind of had to dress more masculine to be a soldier in that time. Uh, why do you think virtually all non-binary people are assigned female at birth? Are they the new butch lesbian? Um, I think it's like a trend, at least for the people who are part of the trend. I think it's a thing among girls. Um, yeah, like it's just like a thing among girls. It's sort of like, the emo thing. The fuck's Joan of Arc was trans. I'm dying. I can actually link you something that said trans people throughout history. Did you hear about the baby born officially without a gender? Yeah, I heard about that. That's completely stupid. Um, there's about biography currently on Netflix about the translating and in the LGBT movement. Give me a second to find it. So I guess about the trans woman Stonewall. Yeah. I mean, there was, I think, a trans woman Stonewall, at least one, but they're saying like it was just her and not the gay men, and even the gay men they're saying were trans too. Who inspirational trans people do you, or strong trans leaders? Oh, that's a hard one. Um, I mean, other than like my friends online, who are trans, I really don't know. Like strong trans leaders. Don't know. being non-binary is the new emo. I mean, there are some people who do who I think for them it's not as much of a trend, but for the people who do take it as a trend, um, yeah, for them it's like emo. Um, I mean, for people who generally, do feel confused and do, I mean, don't take me wrong, like I do still think there's possibility that non-binary could be a thing. Um, but and like I said, for some people who aren't totally bullshitting, but for the people who are, yeah, it is like the new emo. Do you think you can be proud of top surgery scars? Like, I'm not ashamed of mine, but I'm not proud either. It's not like I performed the surgery. Yeah, I don't get the pride of surgery scars or anything like that. Plus, um, being non Danica Rome is a strong trans leader. Oh, Danica Rome. Oh yeah, Danica Rome. Right. She was the woman who was just elected a governor or something, um, against that homophobic guy, and she didn't run on identity politics or stuff. She just ran on uh she just ran on like her just I think it was like fixing the traffic or fixing the roads. Yeah, she's definitely she's a senator actually. Wow. Um, so many questions I gotta. Joan of Arc was a woman, no ifs and or buts about it. LOL. Yeah, there's nothing absolutely to prove she was trans. When in high school was in to be Christian, all of these non-binaries would have been total Jesus freaks. Plus, there's an MTF that used to work there with Super SGW. She and another PCA hold didn't work there anymore. Please do. I gotta see this. I need to laugh before I say for finals. Okay, I will try to find you the Joan of Arc link. Um, 11 incredible trans people from history you won't learn about in school. Or these might actually be trans people. Oh, so yeah, and then people are trying to. Um, I will try to find the other Joan of Arc. Sorry, right now I'm looking at the Joan of Arc. And trying to answer all your questions. Um, the documentary is called "The Life and Death of Marsha P. The Death and Life of Marsha P. Johnson." I will look. I will look that up. Thank you. Yeah, she ran to change things that had nothing to do with identity. Did you ever watch Degrassi? I have watched some of Degrassi, and it is terrible. Degrassi is awful. Sorry, I will. I am thinking of doing at some point in the future, if I ever have the time, like a movie review channel or slash TV, because there is just some stuff that I want to shit talk. Um, Degrassi is fucking awful. I mean, I think you guys are bringing it up because of the trans guy, which I think actually they did a good job on, in terms of like the kid who acted him, because she came off very convincingly, as a trans boy, but oh my god, that's um, I don't think you can ever prove anyone was trans over the course of history. Well, there were some people who did transition, like Christine George Vincent, however you pronounce her name. Hi Matthew. Hi, Great Dane Legend. View on trans boys wearing skirts and or makeup. Um, did you like Adam's character? Um, yeah, I liked that character specifically. I think they did an okay job with that, but just in general, the show though. Um, fuck you, Matt Degrassi is the cornerstone of Canada. Um, do you play any PC games? I am actually not much of a gamer at all. What do you think about people having pride in being transgender? Again, I don't really get it because you can't control being trans. Do you have any tips on how to change voice, and can you try to do your female voice? Um, with how to change voice. I have tried to do voice training exercises in the past. From what I've heard, it's a lot of speaking from it's not as much speaking from your chest because a lot of people try to speak from their chests or their throat. They try to make their voice sound deeper, more resonant, but it's not natural. It's speaking more from your face, if that makes sense, like this part of your mouth, your face, and breathing with your diaphragm. Um, like the part in your lungs that um, like the muscle goes into your lungs. Um, so yeah, I've tried with that. As for doing my female voice, uh, I can't. I need practice with that. But there is a video. I do have one of those old videos of me before I transitioned. So, because before I transitioned, I actually did have a lower voice. But there is one video of me where I did have higher voice that is out on the internet. It's the only video of me pre-transition because I did not have a YouTube channel before I transitioned. I just had one video of me out on the internet. You watched Three Generations. If so, what are your thoughts on it? I actually wanted to watch that, and then I heard it got canceled, and then I never, up, got updated on it. So, I think wasn't it called About Ray though? I can look that up. Oh my god, I'm trying to find the the Joan of Arc thing. Here we go. I'm finding the the Joan of Arc thing. It's a slideshow on Huffington Post. Oh god. Oh, and I'm just looking under um the recommended on Huffington Post. Christian Bale. We'd be better off if white dudes weren't running everything. So who else do you want to run everything? Like everybody, like there's. It's more like we'd be better off if shitty people weren't running everything. Um. So where is the slideshow though? Because I need to find the Joan of Arc thing. Joan of Arc and 9 other queer saints is what it's called though. Um. Where is the link? Fuck you, Batman. Your parents are dead. Get over it. It's two names, but yeah, it's also called About Ray. Star Wars, yeah or nay? Actually, I haven't seen Star Wars yet. Three Generations wasn't canceled. It was okay movie. What do you think of flat earthers? I'm serious. Flat earthers are completely. um. Yeah, like why would you think the Earth is flat? There's so much evidence that it's not. I'm trying to find a slideshow, but I can just. Oh, maybe it's because my Flash player's blocking it. Okay, so for some reason I cannot access the slideshow thing. But I found the link to the Joan of Arc was queer or trans. Yes, Tess, here's the link. Flash Huckster needs to be better. Yeah. So it might not work because it wasn't working for me, but there you go. And it has also funny recommendeds too. So that's the links that you go into under. So let's see more comments. Before you did your face reveal, you didn't feel comfortable looking from school mode, about YouTube or something like that. Has anything happened to you surrounding your account? Not as of yet. No, I addressed this before. Huffington Post has become ridiculous, especially in its LGBT section. Oh, excuse me, HuffPost queer, lol. Yeah, I know. Um, have you heard of that dumb queer kid stuff? Yes, I have. And now, uh, Lindsay, even though she said she was a woman in that gender video, uh, she now came out as non-binary. um, 9 other queer saints. What is wrong with Huffington Post? She's actually getting a master's. A master's in what? Are you still active on the subreddit? I checked the subreddit a few days ago. Yeah, ICW is to the point where I can no longer tell what is serious and what is satire. Yeah, I agree. Hashtag Teddy 2020. Okay, so do you want me to go back to the hate comments? Masters in Gender Studies. Yeah, who isn't coming out as non-binary? So do you guys want me to go back to the hate comments? I mean, save Teddy by 2020. All right, so this is the next. Sorry, I'm like, um, LOL. Will you ever, uh, LOL? Will you ever a female? How the fuck can you believe it's natural for women to masturbate less than men? Like, did you ever, no, like, did you become a trans man because of your internalized misogyny? You say the craziest shit about women, literally patriarchal brainwashing shit men delusionally believe. It's hard to believe someone who says such crazy shit lives in a female body. And then there is. How do you know that some trans people don't have gender dysphoria? You make these offensive videos and don't even do your research. Wow. This is hilarious. You're like a right wing SJW. Half of the shit you say is your opinion and based on no scientific evidence at all. Like women skipping periods, disputed by several scientific studies. Yeah, I did get that part wrong, but how is that right wing SJW? The irony being that you probably consider yourself logical, rational, when the very opposite, and in fact have probably more in common with SJWs than you think. YouTube comments are wild, I tell you. Yeah, I know. YouTube comment is insane. Okay, so this is just a, I some of these comments I cannot understand. Like it's so hard to comprehend what is going on in these people's minds. Someone says Lindsay is getting a master's degree. Also, Lindsay is fucking retarded. Um, I'm not a feminist, but I think trans people should not be allowed to transition. Our society's built around some gender norms that are set in stone. I didn't even think about the bathroom shit, mind the pun, until it blew up. How did those in the know let this happen? If I was in a male changing room and a woman with a chest binder walked in, I'd roll my eyes so hard that it would alter Earth's rotation. Why wouldn't I? Civilized men are not going to break in a tribute to Boys Don't Cry, but come on, fuck that noise. If I ran a men's shelter with mentally unstable grown men and Mr. McChestbinder wanted to use our facility, it's unethical, period. A broken clock is right twice a day. And right now, we as a society want to pretend the clock can't be right. Ever. Never, ever. Breaks a sip from my out group tears mug. Okay. So, I think what he's saying is that like it's unethical to let trans people transition because they're not going to pass well and they're going to be victims of hate crimes, I think. Does anyone else like that trans is is labeled as a mental illness, and my country insurance pays for the transition, and I like that. Yeah, I like that it's labeled as a condition or a mental illness, so that insurance will pay for the transition. It's same in the U.S. Are you following Toon? That guy's an admission to Free Teddy. I do watch some of Toon's videos. And then I responded to this guy's comment. By no means am I saying that trans men who haven't gotten bottom surgery yet. So, oh, thank you for sending me Toon's link. I think it should be considered a mental illness because it is. Oh, this is somebody else on YouTube. It is something in the brain, and it's all procedures help with the symptoms all very medical. Yeah, it makes sense to put it in the DSM. I agree with that, so that it can be treated as a medical condition. But anyway, back to this person's comment. I said it doesn't make sense to use because I don't think it makes sense to put trans people in changing rooms if they haven't had bottom surgery. Um, I said, what does that have to do with trans people transitioning? Doesn't that actually encourage people to transition so they can better pass the opposite sex? And then this person says, toxic femininity will kill you with kindness. You're talking about bottom surgery like it's a real thing. I don't know what your reality is. Personally, I'd be going back to being a tomboy, a fit tomboy. Then I'd go to party, and when the time was right, mark my territory. See who's into it, isolate him/her, and move them on like a junkyard dog. Take their hand and put it up my shirt. When they tried to finger me, I'd smack it away and nag them about it. You don't need a cock to be an alpha, but being a dickless man, dude, really? What is what? I don't know what this is called. And then this is like a something that the person commented later. I've got writer's block. Putting on my dude bro persona was just to show you some of the hats you can look forward to wearing as a man. So apparently that person was trolling or something, and then they continue with the even more confusing rant. Do you still have migraines? Yes. They are getting a little better just because it's over the break, and they tend to get worse with stress. Um, spitting your lip. Thank you for telling me about that. Um, so have you seen Milo's rant about lesbians not being real? He's kind of right. I would never see. So now this person goes on a rant about how lesbians aren't real. Um, my real thumb for common mental illnesses disorder for men and women. Uh, Men are prone to autism. Women are prone to borderline personality disorder. These are also ATKH problems. All the king's horses and all the king's men. My friend, you do not have a ATKH problem. So I have no idea what this person is talking about. He says he was trolling before when he said that trans people shouldn't transition. Now he's saying something about other disorders and how they're what he calls what does a migraine feel like? I want to get a heads up because my mom has bad migraines and I know they're hereditary. Um, it's it really sucks. I get them. I mean, it varies from person to person, but I get them with a pounding pain in the back of my head and the front of my head, and then a shooting pain down the left side of my face. And it's like kind of like electrical shooting pain. It's a nerve pain. And then I have a very high sensitivity to light when I have a migraine and sensitive to sound as well. And it intense pain in the head like someone is squeezing it. So it's not as squeezing for me, but I guess it is for you. Or should I think I've had a migraine before? Yeah, I think a lot of people have had them once in their lives, just not chronically. Um, but yeah, just and because of the sensitivity levels and stuff like that, it's very debilitating, and I usually have to um spend time laying in bed in a dark room all day. And usually lasts a day or longer. Usually just a day. Um, but it's the high frequency that's been bad as of late and affecting my school performance and stuff like that. So um, that's why I'm going on Botox treatment soon, and hopefully that will help with the frequency. Can you go to school if you have a migraine? No, that's the problem. It's like a squeezing, pounding pain in the back and front of my head with shooting pain down the neck and my sound sensitivity. I had to go home from school. Yeah, that does sound like a migraine. People often get like a um, tunnel vision, peaking, extreme sensitivity, and sound. Yeah, nausea is also a symptom. Nausea and vomiting. But that's that's not the case for me actually. Um, Another symptom that can happen, but not always happen. This does happen for me is migraine aura, where you get some sort of visual sign that you're gonna have a migraine before you have it, and that's useful because you can prevent it. Um, which does work for me sometimes. I get like a little blurry spot that moves across my field of vision um, right before I have a migraine. Yeah. Um, so yeah, that's what it feels like. Um, but do you want me to continue on with the hate comments? So that was that guy's weird little rant, and a lot of them are just incomprehensible hate rants. Okay, so read some hate comments from SJWs. Do you ever get like actual constructive debate? I do occasionally. In fact, I'm talking with some people who are more on the SJW side on Twitter and Discord. Um, in today's society, everyone gets more easily affected by diseases caused by stress because everything is so exhausting. People are required to do things faster and better. Dumb economy. Yeah, it is a kind of more stressful society, and a lot of stress-related diseases I think are going up. I mean, it's also kind of diet related too, because the American diet is not that healthy either. Um, what's your Twitter? My Twitter is at me at it's me Matthew C. I can just put it there. Okay, so here's a hate comment from an SJW. Trans means not being cis, and Miles is not cis. Now, this was before I changed my mind on Miles. But regardless, this person um, is still this person is still like saying, "Oh, it's just not cis." Like there's some area between you can be not cis, but you can also be not trans, and that doesn't make any sense. And so I wrote, and the only way to be not cis, aka trans, is FPM or MTF. Uh, and then this person says, I just want to say that most trans people start off identifying as gay because they don't know how to label themselves, and they didn't mention um this for in the video. That means they don't feel. Also, intersex is when you don't have male or female specific intersex. Get that in your head. I didn't mention intersex in the video at all, so I don't know what this person is talking about. And then this person writes, just a tip, you maybe shouldn't make commentaries Your voice is very waver and weak. So just because of my voice, I shouldn't make commentaries. Got it. Not trying to be an ass, just wondering, are you autistic? Also, are you gay? Miles does not need evidence to be transgender, not feel like a girl. Let him be who he wants to be without you telling him that he needs evidence for your ignorant self to understand them. Also, fuck you for saying there's only two genders, you sick fuck. What does the C stand for your name? Can't tell you because I don't want to dox myself. I reached out in school, uh, and have people ever called you transphobic in real life? People call me that, and I have it hilarious because I'm trans. Um, they haven't really called me transphobic. They've called me like insensitive and implied that I'm not tolerant, that I'm kind of bigoted. I'm not stealth at school, because I transitioned while I was at school. Any modern religious figures you find in agreement? I don't really have religious figures in my life just because I'm not religious. Um, yeah, the comments are hilarious. Once somebody once somebody asked me if I was autistic to be an asshole, and I said yep, and he looked at me like he'd seen a ghost. That's pretty funny. Matthew, do you listen to Rage Against the Machine for the lyrics / political messages, or just for the music? What other music do you like? I guess it's a combination of both. I like the music and I like the lyrics. I mean, sometimes I do go too far with the politics, like all of the stuff supporting the Zapatista army and like uh that stuff, but um which by the way, like, but those songs, like even the songs where they go too far are like great songs. Followed you on Twitter, but I'm private, so I don't know if you see it. Um, well, if you follow me on Twitter, I can probably still see it. A lot of people tweeted me to refresh my YouTube page. But that was from a while ago. Do you have any trans friends? Not in real life, no. Connor says that you ever found the Middle East and I'm asking. Um, let's see. All right, so let's go back to the hate comments. Sorry. Oh my god. This is pretty great. Okay, so this is another weird rant from a homophobic person. LGBT libtard mind control ads for decades have poisoned our minds. Homosexual is a mental illness. In 1974 was removed from the list, not due to any new medical findings, but due to LGBT lobby. Scientifically speaking, homosexuality is still a mental illness, in the same bracket as pedophilia. They always compare homosexuality to pedophilia. What the fuck? And this is just somebody saying, I forget what this was even on. I hope someone traces your IP and exposes you. Okay, so this is another SJW. Literally stop. Jude's life is none of your business and none of your concern. You keep saying she and misgendering them, as well as trying to say you know what's best for them. Get a life. It's none of your business. Get a life. That's literally twice. And what would you know about being trans and non-binary? How fucking exclusionist and bigoted. What an ableist person you are. What did it have to do with disability? I don't get it. And then I think I responded it at some point. I didn't even include my own comment in there for some reason. I never said you weren't trans. I said you weren't trans and non-binary. How would you know how they feel? Speak for your own self. I'm trans and non-binary and plan to go on T. And I can promise you it's real. It's valid. Jude doesn't nerd exclusionist like you. I don't know what they meant by that. You don't need to make people feel shitty for views. It's so sad to see a trans person, a member of the LGBTQIAP plus community, acting so poorly against one of your own. Disgusting. Uh, Gay isn't a mental illness. It's part of your DNA. There's literally a gay gene. Yeah, I think there's been evidence for the gay gene, although I don't know if it's 100% confirmed. There's definitely evidence for gay brain scans, I think. Um, LL, you sound like one of those conspirators who thinks the Jewish Illuminati New World Order is pushing the gay agenda. Yeah, definitely. Are you single? But really, have you heard of a song called Transgender Dysphoria Blues? I have heard that song. I haven't really looked into it. What the fuck? Homo isn't a mental illness. It makes sense in nature. Gays can't have their own kids so they can take care of orphans. Yeah, it isn't a mental illness. Have you experienced judgment or discrimination for being trans at your school or any other real life setting? No. Not really, no. You should check advice. She'll responded to you. Yeah, I don't know if he did. My own claim validates my claim. There's two sections of the LGBT community, SJWs and people of common fucking sense. Um, okay, let's see the next comment. The um the whole point of being trans is that you don't feel comfortable about your body. Whoa, gender dysphoria is a code, not an identity. And if you feel this, I would strongly and sincerely suggest you heed your own advice and seek help. This entire anecdotal section seems like a projection of personal afflictions in the absence of empathy. Take care. Internet, why can't Ash just block us? I don't know. For people who don't know, we're Intune, Knitter, and I were in a Twitter argument that involved Ash Hardell, but largely doesn't involve her now. And she's just like, unblock me, please unblock me. I'm getting triggered. I'm getting traumatized by the Twitter stuff. And look, I can't untag her. I seriously can't untag her. Um, and she like untag me. It's like, just block us. Um, Altered English, how did you figure out you were trans? I figured out I was trans because puberty sucked. To tell the short story, I really started going through started experiencing dysphoria when I was going through puberty. And that's mostly how I figured it out. I did go into denial for a long period of time, so I didn't really come out as trans until I was 16. Um, Unblock me. Oh, untag me is what I meant. Yeah, she keeps like untag me. I can't stand what you're saying. What you're saying hurts my feelings so much. Oh my god. Cheers says, um, 2007, I'm gay. 2017, I'm a non-binary trans demigender panromantic asexual human. Uh, Connor says, you look better without glasses. You should get contacts. Yeah, I'm not wearing glasses because I'm gonna go work out later. But I, I mean, I don't really want to get contacts though because I know they're just a pain to take care of. Um, I think glasses are a lot more convenient. Um, Laugh my ass off. Honestly, blocking people achieves nothing. Um, I made the mistake of commenting on Ash's video, and her following it now attacked me. And now told me I was transphobic, and her following now attacked me and told me that I was transphobic and Cisco, all because I said non-binary isn't trans. Oh yeah, speaking of dysphoria, I got a chest binder and it's great. Well, good for you. But that's working for you. What's your typical workout? I switch between doing well, not really stair climber. I run up and down the stairs outside my house. That's what I do for legs, which is what I'm doing later. Um, and then I have a punching bag outside my house, um, which is what I do for arms. So I don't go to the gym as much as doing workouts at home. And then I have a strength and conditioning after school, which I do as well, which is just very strenuous. Hashtag say no to contacts. Yeah, I don't really want to do contacts just because I know they're a pain. I identified as bi gender for a week back when I was 12. True story. Yeah, that's what my sister identifies as. Honestly, tag ass as much as possible. Put Milo's face on the punching bag. Would you be a Nazi or be Riley Dennis's boyfriend? I would rather be Riley J. Dennis's boyfriend because at least I would know that I'm not a bad person. Tag your it 2017. Who does the SJW side with in To Kill a Mockingbird? The woman accusing rape or black men accused of rape? That is $1,000,000 question right there. Bigender is being both gender of all times. Gender fluid is switching between them. No, I don't understand it either. Well, my sister claims to switch between a girl and gender neutral and claims to be bigender. So you have to take it up with her. You're not a woman. You wouldn't be into it. Remember, she's a lesbian. Yeah, right. So would you be mad if I post a link to subreddit? I don't know if the people here know it already. No, that's fine. Go ahead and post a link to subreddit. You might not be able to actually though, because I don't know if the chat accepts links. I mean, accepts links from me. But I don't know if it accepts links from the chat. But I'd be okay with posting it for you if you can't post it. Keeps her woman never lies. To Kill Mockingbird. Smack your sister. This is so awful. So back to the hate comment. So this person was saying it's a projection that I'm saying that you have to dysphoria to be trans. I said, how is this projection? I'm calling out people and their bullshit. Would you say the same thing if there were a bunch of people who claimed they had cancer without showing any symptoms? And I called them out on that. And this person says, that is the saddest analogy. Being trans is not a cancer, ailment, or disease. I said, but it is a medical condition. Why else would trans people transition, which is a medical process? And then this person says, I typed trans positivity in the search engine and found the opposite of it. Irony. And I said, and your point is, I'm not against trans people at all, obviously. What are you claiming? That everyone is out to get trans people? Because while there definitely are some transphobic people, I really don't think that that's the case, especially with all of the glorification trans people are getting in the media these days. And this person says, I wrote my point in layman's term. I'm certain you're indeed aware of it. Interesting reflection, though. I said, no, I'm really not aware of the point, unless you're saying that the majority of society is out to get trans people. Wait a second. Sorry, something just crashed and some sort of app just crashed. I'm trying to. Wait a second, I just gotta go check something really quick. Yeah, Raid Legend says it got removed. Eric Wonder says, would you date a trans person? Yes, I would if we're a post-op trans woman. I gotta go check something really quick. Sorry about that, guys. Just a second. Uh, I thought that gender was a social construct. Matthew, what is your stance on feminism? Um, well, I think the first two waves of feminism were needed because there were a lot of rights to fight for. But I just think that this wave of feminism just doesn't really focus on any real issues and uh, just focuses on a lot of silly issues. Um, and is actually really harmful and spreads a lot of misconceptions. I mean, I still believe in reproductive rights and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a lot more of an egalitarian, so and feminism is definitely needed in third world countries and things like that. So I just kind of believe in uh in promoting rights regardless of gender. Sorry, I'm just looking through all the comments. This isn't a bullshit question. Would you be comfortable wearing a kilt? I never liked kilts because they were too manly. I don't know. Kilt looks kind of like a skirt to me, but I don't really know because I never kind of, like I never, I don't have in my family who's Scottish or anything like that, so I never really was exposed to that kind of clothing. You were a massive feminist. When did you start losing weight to somebody else? My sister too is some kind of non-binary after I came out, trans guy. Why do you think it's so common for siblings and such? It might be a sibling rivalry thing. I don't know because there are some issues going on with my sister, definitely. Ooh, that booty more thick. Like, kilts are the main causes of rashes in Scottish men. Okay, let's go back to the hate comment. Oh. By the way, I will link the subreddit you were talking about. Great Dane. Let me just go there. Okay. All right. I have the subreddit. What do your parents think of your sister's antics? They are trying to deal with it. Um, your sister just needs to get better at math. The odds of her also being trans are stupid high. That is true. Um, they are trying to deal with it because it's like I said, it's a lot more than just that. She also has like a lot of issues, like anger issues directed at my mom. She tries to blame my mom for everything, and just the slightest things. Like at one point, it was my parents' anniversary party, and uh, she had a dress versus a black romper, both feminine clothing, and my mom didn't encourage her enough to wear the black romper, and my sister saw that as my mom forcing femininity on her, and that was something she threw a big tantrum about. So my parents are trying to deal with it as best they can and getting her into therapy and stuff, but that's a whole nother issue. Yeah, so there's again walking on eggshells around her. It was disappointing that you weren't thick after her face reveal. Hopefully your sister gets things worked out. I really hope that too. If you come out as non-binary, after you came out as trans? Like, is it for attention or something? I do think that is a big part of it. She came out as pansexual like 2 weeks after I came out as trans, and then everybody was just okay with that because they're like, "Oh, that's just your sexuality," and then, uh, and then after that, after everybody was just adjusted to her coming out as pansexual, she came out as non-binary, and then everybody got adjusted to her coming out as non-binary, and she started piling on the mental illness labels. Reddit link says page not found. That's weird. Yeah. Great Dane, can you deal with that? Because that is the true trannies subreddit. Let's see if the hello and welcome one works. You read more hate comments, this combo is getting too real. It is, yeah. It's just a lot of other unresolved issues that could easily explain the non-binary thing. I feel like identifying as non-binary is often an expression of other emotional problems or insecurities. For her, it certainly might be. Do you have any suggestions for how parents should handle the situation if their child comes as trans at a younger age, say 10 to 15? Um, I think, well, if they're too young to transition, I don't think there's much of a problem in entertaining them. I mean, obviously not pushing anything on them, but entertaining them and seeing if they're still interested in transitioning when they're at appropriate age to do that. I mean, if they're at like the age where where they can transition, then obviously that's something to work out with doctors. Okay, that link works. Okay, let's get back to hate comments. Where were we? It's funny because um okay. So I said to the no, let's go to a different hate comment because this is too complex to explain. Okay, so this was in response to um the Gavin McInnes video that I did, um, or the Rebel Media one, and then somebody just writes, "No doubt a millennial, boob." And then this was in response to the non-binary slam poetry that I did ages ago. That video response. They are not. They are non-binary. They are not nothing. They are a person. I mean, this is, I think, the same person who just commented that. Shut up. No, shut the fuck up. There are more than one gender. Then this was in comment. Um, this was in response to the transgender tries to take back the term transgender. Um, so I think with like most people agreed that she was obviously a transgender. Like there's just kind of no gray area on that one. But this person had an issue. This is so sad. Like I'm not even mad. Your videos are just kind of pathetic. I can't imagine being this bitter. Also, are you like 13? Because you sound like you are very, very young. Either way, calm down, corn dog. Okay, so I got so much hate on the Hunter Avalone gets triggered by abortion video. And it wasn't even like, oh, I disagree with you. Because I understand that's a very controversial issue. But people didn't even put rational disagreements with that. So somebody's like, you shouldn't be talking politics if you have a prepubescent voice. You're not even funny. Corn dog. I know. And then somebody just writes, you're a stupid retard. And this was also the abortion video. Here you go. Fuck you. Killing babies is wrong. You know what it is. Your body, your choice. You made a choice then when you had unprotected sex. Make a choice then don't kill babies, you fucking idiots. Honestly, if you were in front of me saying it's okay to kill babies, I would kick your ass. But oh wait, what if they are raped? Well, you would not get raped if you would carry a gun and be carefully around people. Oh yeah, a voice. A true way to tell if somebody should be able to talk politics. So that person who just said the thing about abortion is saying that you would not get raped if you would carry a gun. So that's literally victim blaming. That's kind of fucked up. So they're saying that even rape victims shouldn't get an abortion because if they carried a gun on them, everything would be fine. So this is again the abortion video. Sorry, there's so many of the same comments because these people. You would not get raped if you would just kill them instead. I know, like, because that's a. Um, but anyway, so this person says, yeah, because getting triggered and talking about a civil manner about a serious issue like killing unborn children. Okay, so Hunter, by the way, did not talk in a civil manner about abortion. He totally virtue signaled about it, which was part of my complaints in that video. And by the way, that was not my greatest video. But still, like, he was not very rational in that video. Regardless how you feel about abortion, he was not very rational in that video. He was very virtue signally. He said, and whining and crying about manspreading, oh so mean words, or the rape culture that doesn't exist are totally the same thing. P.S. Your voice is so annoying that it's almost impossible to listen to. Also, do you want to know what to do if you don't want a baby? Close your legs. But nice job, lefties. At least you try. Hunter's an ass, honestly. It wasn't your greatest video. The Chase Ross video was. Hunter's the demagogue. I do think he is. Abort whatever you want. It isn't my kid. How soon was the come out to transition parents and how did they react? It was pretty difficult for me just because I was very nervous about it, but they reacted. They were very supportive, so that was really good. This is pretty funny. I don't know if this was an SJW or just a troll, but this was one of my Riley Dennis plotagons, like one of the animation videos I did. And somebody writes, "This is offensive" in all caps, and that was just the comment. Why do people hate the left so much? I think it's just because SJWs are giving them a bad name. But yeah, I think it's like it's coming overblown hate at this time, at this point. Um, this is really funny. This is on my advice show video. I love those animations, by the way. Thank you, Jeffrey. Uh, and thank you, Babcat, uh, for your compliment. um, I wish Connor were here so he could do an advice show impression because this person probably talks just like the advice show. Um, I'm gonna try to do my best advice show impression on this comment because this is just great. But this was response. This was by advice show um, person, another homophobe. You are just upset because he doesn't agree with the homosexual activities. I'm sorry, terrible, terrible impression. And I don't need neither. They're all gonna burn in hell. And I'm black straight and I'm proud. Fuck them homosexuals. Okay, so that's that. You think whoever overcomes implicit bias, they're bad? Um, okay, so this was somebody else. This was another really confusing long rant from an SJW. This time, was the only reason you ever consider yourself to be transgender because you wanted to transition to a male body? What? If that really is the case, could it be possibility that you are that you were just a female that that preferred the male form? So I would only want to have a male body because um I would only want to have a male body because I'm a female that preferred the male form, not because I have dysphoria. Why would somebody go through all the pain of transitioning just because they liked having a male body? Just because they like the idea? How does that make any sense? How do you know you're male? And if I don't think dysphoria is the only indication that someone is trans, or the way you knew that you were male other than female, if transgender really is not identifying with one's own sex and the roles it plays, that in itself is not dysphoria, but one's internal sense of who you are. Obviously, a male being stuck in a female body would likely cause distress. That distress is not the only thing that makes you a male, though. Um, as a kid, I never identified with being female. I always felt like I was more suited to be a guy. Transitioning being transgender wasn't common. The only thing I saw was one glimpse of an MTF trans person either on TV or a magazine. I'd heard the term somewhere. I thought it was just a cross-dresser. I thought that I wouldn't be loved if I were to tell anyone how I felt. So I would try to suck it up by telling myself I wasn't a male because I didn't have the body and no one would ever acknowledge me as one because of it. This caused me to feel numb. So this sounds like a typical trans guy. I still felt primarily masculine slash male. I didn't feel like myself as a female, but I didn't feel the stress and conflict I had. Dysphoria. This is what agender tends to be. So this person said, I felt, um, I felt like a trans guy, but then I wasn't dysphoric. Then I felt numb. So that's what agender tends to be. Not fall. It doesn't mean transition to nothing. Agender people can still have gender. What? Agender people can still have gender. Or be trans and have dysphoria, but for whatever reason couldn't or cannot identify with it. Attributing transgenderism only to have dysphoria in the exterior is a disturbance to your own internal sense of gender and what it means to be transgender. Isn't it kind of depressing that the only way we will have a chance in society to be acknowledged as ourselves is if we alter perfectly good bodies with hormones and surgeries to be seen as actually the gender slash person we are? No, it's not about society, it's about transitioning to relieve your dysphoria. Okay. And then I responded, to that person's points, like, why would you go through the pain of transitioning? And this person continues to rant, why would I go through the pain of transitioning if I simply preferred the male form? I don't know. Something about having a more masculine presentation and body might have attracted to you in some way. Again, why would you do that though? Um, so if you didn't have dysphoria, then you would not know you were male then. Also, would the unawareness caused by lack of dysphoria mean you are not male? Can that be proven? God, what is this? The internal sense of who we are is clear as day. It tends to be our awareness of ourselves and our identity that is the one lacking clarity. Um, so this person just rants on it. It just makes no sense. I think I'm gonna move on from this. Um, this may have be off topic, but can you offer any advice on how I can help my relatives get used to using male pronouns and stuff? Um, I mean, I think it depends. No, sorry, my cat is trying to obstruct. I don't know if you can see her. Um. Uh. Anyway, I think when they accidentally refer you as the wrong pronoun, I think the best way is to be polite and correct them. Obviously not pushing their face. I mean, if they're intentionally referring you as the wrong way, or if they just don't know and they keep saying it, I mean, it might be awkward, but it might be better to talk with them like, hey, I'm transitioning and it makes sense to refer to me as this. Um, yeah, I mean, again, I don't really know what the best advice on that, because my relatives were good about that. What's your cat's name? Well, I have two cats. This one over here, um, she's fat, so she's a lot of weight. My first cat. I don't know if you can see her. Oh, okay, okay. I'll let you go. This one is Puff. And then there's one curl up over the bed on the bed, and you saw him in another video. That one's name is Jack Jack. He was named after the baby in the baby in the Incredibles. Hey, gender people can still have gender. I know that was the craziest thing. Um, Fat shaming, don't shame the cat. Uh, my sister thinks transgenders are sluts. Yeah, I think there's that stereotype from like the transgender slut work, sex work thing. Um, yeah. And what do you think when people say Michelle Obama's a guy? Yeah, that's just a dumb conspiracy theory. It's like an Alex Jones thing. Or I mean, that was a joke, but then Alex Jones turned a conspiracy theory. Michelle, I can't do the impression. Uh, Michelle Obama's a tranny, and she's conspiring with the lizard people. Especially to it seemed like they didn't mind being called by the birth name or pronoun common kind of reminders that you mess up. Yeah, that's what I agree. Ha ha, slower. The fat cat's name is Puff. Yes, that is her name. I think you're going slut work. Yeah, I don't know that that's that up. Just saying acting like the gender you identify as before, getting extended family and friends to change pronouns is often pretty helpful. Yeah, that's what I did too. um. Okay, so I'm actually almost at the end of the hate club. What's your major going to be going to be in college? Well, I'm definitely going to go into some sort of biological major because I want to end up in veterinary school eventually. But I'm also thinking of maybe double majoring in psychology. Here's how you get over your family not switching your pronouns. Know how you are inside. Someone else can't change that. That is good advice. Internet queer studies. All right, we are almost at the end of the hate comments. Um, I'm a psych major, says Mr. Um, so somebody says, I think this was SJW. Personally, being made a transition only because of an ailment like dysphoria feels like surrendering. What? No, that's not. That's not. How is it surrendering to Chase Ross took a class in queer theory? If he did, just got busted by weed and nicotine by my school watching this for distraction. If that's true, wait, biology? You one of them evolutionist kids unsubbed. Speaking of evolution, we do have a hate comment about that coming up pretty soon. Um, but if that thing about weed and nicotine, that is an interesting story. Um, but transitioning isn't surrendering. Um, No more hiding, which by nature is something I struggle with. That's why I'm concerned with a lot of these trenders transitioning just to prove how trans they are. But why do you think one feeds off something like attention from being non-binary or proving how trans they are? I think that trenders, and they put that in quotes, transitioning is partially because people don't acknowledge them. So this person is basically acknowledging that trenders just transition for to prove how trans they are. Who they are is based on their identity and cultivating that. And when people invalidate it, they are not being paid attention to because their identity labels is all they are. People lack attention or a sense of overcompensate by seeking or drawing attention to the external. They're obviously not completely content with themselves or their gender body, even if they aren't trans. I think that is the issue. So they're saying, oh, it's okay if they transition because it's surrendering to transition. Again, another thing that makes no sense. And something that, like, so they're saying you don't need a transition because that would be surrendering to society. Chase has a degree in sociology and a minor in sexuality. Of course he does. Surrender to the gender binary mortal. All right, so this is the final hate comment. We actually do have more hate comments from a very specific person who has been dubbed on the. I told you about my trans medicalist Discord, which has unfortunately been shut down to new members, but it's still going on. It just no one else can join it because we had some major technical difficulties a few months ago. But there was a person who I think is the only person I've ever blocked, or at least the only former subscriber I've ever blocked, other than like spammers, um, because he said like some legitimately messed up things about me. But he's been dubbed on the Discords as Mushroom Boy, and he said some interesting things. But unless you want comments from Mushroom Boy, uh, uh, we have one more that's not from him. And then other, and this is great. This is the best. This is the absolute best. I intentionally wanted to save it for last. And some of you guys might have already seen this because I posted my Facebook yesterday. Um, but it is wonderful. It is amazing. Oh. So this is another homophobic one. And I could not understand what it means. This was on my BitChute actually, because I just opened up a BitChute because VidMe closed down to back up all my videos. Anyway, and this has nothing to do with what he's talking about, or barely anything to do with what he's talking about. Ow. Puff just scratched me, which is rare for her because stop it. Because she normally just sleeps all day. Anyway. So this person says, this might hurt a little kid, but someone has to have the balls to tell you for your own good. When someone believes they can change their chromosomes with a wish, which is not what transgenderism is. No trans person in the history of ever, I don't think, has ever said they can change their chromosomes. They need professional help. That is a serious delusion, has been classified until very recently as a mental problem forever for a reason. It's still classified as a mental disorder. This is where being gay starts going, why we speak against it. There's no where being gay starts going. I know that's like a I can change my chromosomes. As soon as gay marriage happened, me and many others called the fact that mentally unstable people were going to start pushing for incestual relations, pedophilia, and bestiality and polygamy. So as soon as gay marriage was legalized, this guy thought, oh my god, there's gonna be pedophilia and bestiality and all this. Seriously, that's where you thought that the slippery slope was gonna go? There are groups out there now doing it. The pedos say they were born that way and can't help it, just like trans do. So two things. So just because so yes, there are some pedophiles who say like, "Oh, I'm a pedophile and I can't help it," just like gay people, which is really giving a bad name to gay people. Um, But sorry, I heard something. But just because pedophiles say that doesn't mean that gay people are advocating for pedophiles. Like it just means that pedophiles are trying to write off on the backs of gay people so that they can try to justify what they do, which is really disgusting. Um, so that's first thing. Second of all, he's conflating gay people with trans people, which aren't the same thing. And pedophiles with trans people, which is again obviously not the same thing. Don't call them monsters; they can't help it. Again, barely anybody's saying that except for pedophiles. Everything we predicted is coming true. Check out that vid from Mark Dice, where there's a fake petition. Okay, first of all, Mark Dice, from what I understand, is like Steven Crowder and kind of like those people who just spout conservative talking points. Which, I mean, if you're conservative, I have no problem with you. But if you just spout conservative talking points and just kind of standard points and that's all you do, well, you're not a very interesting person. Sorry. Where it's a fake petition asking for people to sign it to make incest with your kids okay. Okay, I want to see this video because so he had like some social experiment apparently where signing a petition where incest with kids was okay, and he says many signed it. Okay, I'm kind of skeptical of this. That's the degenerate communist state of California for you. The thing that sucks now is that there are pedos on YouTube trying to come forward and say that it's just sexually just like being gay or bi, and that it shouldn't be taboo. That is what, which is awful because now is everyone going to point fingers and say, "See, I told you, I knew it was happening, I knew it happened." Which is what I'm saying. There are pedophiles that are legitimately trying to make that argument, especially on YouTube, and but that actually has no relationship with gay people. Just because pedophiles are saying, "See, I'm like a gay person," it doesn't mean that a gay person is saying, "See, I'm like a pedophile," or that a gay person is a pedophile. But it because pedophiles are saying that gives these people the rationale. See, this is the slippery slope. We let gay people get married. We let pedophiles molest kids. Um, so just degenerate. Apparently, I knew my seat was bad, but apparently it's full of commies now. It has no relation. I know, and it sucks that they are trying to use that to be valid. It fucking sucks. I know. Um, Shane sounds like another troll. And then Shane asks, has that person replied to the recent video about her? Wait, you live in Cali too? Yes, I do. What if the child consents? No, the person who's been comment barraging me with comments, she has not responded in any way to my recent video about her, the Pose Law person. No. I don't know if this is another troll because again they're very committed. They're very committed. I actually responded to their comment on BitChute and they have not responded yet. And as you see, this comment will get more and more confusing and crazy. A misleading logic for the win. Okay, so you'll see as this continues, and again he's conflating trans people and gay people. And I actually never mentioned gay people in the original video. I just mentioned trans people. Are you aware that the suicide rate among trans that have the operation is near 40%? Okay, so I don't know if actually it's the I think that is correct. I don't know if it's the total trans population of that attempt suicide or post-op, or if it's a total trans population. I think it might be post-op. But it's saying it's the suicide rate total, but it's attempts. BitChute is like VidMe, but it's after VidMe closed down. I'm using it as a backup channel, but it's full of crazy people like this. once you figure out that you'll never get off again, life apparently losing a lot of meaning. So he's saying that sex reassignment surgery shouldn't happen because people won't be able to orgasm, which actually isn't true. Those poor people should have never been allowed. It is sick and evil what insane left thinks is okay. And this is the best part. People on Facebook were laughing really hard at this. The evolution. It's spelled literally Evilution. You believe in made the anus and the system to get rid of feces, or you would die. It's toxic and horrible and nasty and naturally offensive. Why would you want to rub it all in your most private parts? You would have to wear Depends when you get older, because repeated use of a designed exit as an entrance over and over will wear it out. Look what longtime porn stars say about it. Okay, so I honestly, it took me like half an hour to process what the fuck that meant. Because it sounded like he was talking about smearing shit all over your genitals. He's not. He's talking about anal sex. But he's talking about it in a way more dramatic way than I have heard literally anybody else talk about it. Prolapsing the bunghole. Exactly. So he's saying, this sounds like a Ben Shapiro article. They eat the poo poo. That's exactly what this is, basically. So I need to explain this to you because I legitimately could not understand what he was saying for the longest time reading this. Okay. And it looks like it should make sense, but it doesn't. Extreme conservative trademark, or no, it's not the trademark symbol. That's me spitting all over my computer because I'm laughing so hard. Extreme conservative view anal sex equals rubbing poop on your penis. That's exactly right. This is like the troll 2 of comments. It looks like it should make sense, but it just doesn't make sense, and it's so funny because it's so bad. So he's saying that evolution, and made the anus, right? And isn't it so that you believe in? So he's saying evolution isn't real, right? But it is real because it made the anus. Since when does Facebook comments make any sense? It wasn't from Facebook. This was from BitChute, which is total cancer. You do have to wear a condom though if you have anal sex, right? Which it doesn't even take an effect because douches don't exist, right? It doesn't take that in effect. um, but okay, so the evolution made the anus, right? And the anus was naturally designed to get rid of feces, right? We're following this so far, or you would die in all caps. It's toxic and horrible, nasty, naturally offensive. We got that. But then this was the part where I got confused. Why would you rub it all in your most private parts? There's a website more cancerous than Facebook. Yes, there is. This could have only been inspired by God. Yeah, BitChute is like it features a very basic website because it's like VidMe, where you just upload videos. It's kind of like an archive. Um, it's a basic video platform, but it features people like what's her name, Tara McCarthy, and Millennial Woes, and a couple of other alt writers. So like there are like prominent alt writers that are featured on that site. I mean, obviously they have the freedom to say whatever they want. But they're like featured on that website. So there's a big following of people like that. So it is pretty cancerous. And I know Facebook is total cancer too. What website this is? It's called BitChute. I just went on there to archive my videos. And I got this comment pretty quickly. But anyway, he talks about rubbing it all in your most private parts, and this is when I thought he was talking about hi Macy's. So this was when I thought he was talking about rubbing shit all over your private parts, and that was when I got confused. Evolution also made the cannabis plant. Thank you, Evolution. That is right. Evolution made weed. Thank you for that. But no, he is not talking about rubbing poop on private parts. He then continues to say, "You will have to wear Depends when you get older." So you will have to wear diapers when you get older from being gay. What? What you say? What you say? What you say? What? What is this? How does he know that gay people have to wear adult diapers? This is such a specific fetish. There's a website more cancerous than Facebook. Yeah, it's called Tumblr. I dare you to find a website more or worse than Tumblr. That is true. Then it says, because repeated use of a designed exit as an entrance over and over will wear it out. Then I figured out he was talking about anal sex. Okay. So again, he's not taking into account condoms or the fact that straight people have anal sex too. He's not even taking into account like STDs, which is something that I've heard anti-gay people argue, oh, well, they have a higher rate of STDs. He's not even taking into account that. He's making this stupid argument. Look what, and then this is my favorite line. Look what longtime porn stars say about it. This guy is clearly watching gay porn. Because he was gay as a teen. Not all gay men even have anal sex. That is true. Well, you could top them, no prolapse. Yeah. Because he was gay as a teen and now 60 and wears diapers and became red pill. That is probably what happened. This man is probably an adult baby since he's thought so much about gay people wearing diapers. That is true. Okay, and then this is the end of his comment. Those are the facts in all caps. It is not natural, no matter how hard one tries to rationalize it. The real sickness going on is the one promoting the sickness as okay. You should open a website and call it Macy's. Straight women have a higher risk of getting UTIs, therefore they should not be allowed to have sex. Yeah, so that was the end of the hate comments, other than we can get into Mushroom Boy and his existence. But that's a whole nother saga. Pretty sure the dude's dick would have to be the size of a horse's to put you in diapers. Valid point. But yeah, that was that person. I can actually see if he responded to. I just said, because I didn't know how to respond to that comment, like, gay people actually are hurting people where or they're not gay people hurting people. Pedophiles hurting people where gay people aren't. That's all I said. Basically, because I didn't know how to respond to the rest of that. Oh no, he didn't respond. Well, he did say that gay people promote bestiality, didn't he? He said that too. So yeah, but maybe maybe he's talking about sex with horses. I don't even know what he was talking about. But yeah, do you guys want me to do anything after the hate comments? I might just have to leave the stream soon. I don't know how long I've been streaming. Yeah, how long have I been streaming? I have been streaming for like 2.5 hours, I think. Are you in college right now or still in high school? Um, I am still in high school, but I'm graduating in June. This guy's got some issues he needs to deal with. He totally. How much did your libido change after going on testosterone? Oh, where'd you get the machine karaoke? No, you are not making me do that. You are not making me do that. No, no, I will not do it. Um, maybe he's seen some serious horseshit. No pun intended. But how much did your libido change after going on testosterone? I've always known it. I wanted to know that it did go way up. I will not. TMI did go a lot up. Um, but I do have a thing that I could do, which is react to an old video. Um, by which I mean my pre-transition video I talked about. But I don't know how to do it because I do save my birth name in it, and I don't want to dox myself again. But it is pretty cringy. I'll have to get it set up. You know where you say it. It's near the beginning, so I can skip probably. Or do you say a bunch? Maybe you can just skip it. I think I just say it once. But it is pretty cringy. I think I was 11. I think I will have to download it, so it may take. But for context, I have this cheetah fundraiser that I run. It's online now, but I used to run it in person. By the way, don't get excited because this is the only video I've done pre-transition or pre this channel. This was something that I actually cannot take it down, because it was uploaded by my dad, and I don't know how to take it off of his channel. Um, channel. You say your birthday basis in this video. Any 11-year-old videos. Um, so you guys can't hear any audio that comes in through here, right? Because it comes in through my headphones. Um, like you can't hear what just played, right? Like, let me skip ahead. Like you can't hear what just played, right? I'm just checking. I haven't heard a thing now. Okay, just checking because I just want to make sure I can skip. All right. I don't want to dox anything. So like I said, my dad uploaded it on his channel because it's like the only video he's uploaded to his Google account. I don't know how to get on his Google account. I can probably get on it at some point. I want to remove the video, obviously, but it's still up. Don't go looking for it. I just gotta. I'm gonna download it so that you don't see the YouTube page. So it might take a second. It's pretty cringy. But I thought like I was really cool. Um, doing it. Okay, so for context, uh, okay, so no one can hear it. I would recommend performance enhancing drugs than my man's one. Um, how old when you find out that you're trans? I said it, like I said, it was around puberty. Um, around 11 or 12 actually, so maybe around this age. Um, yeah, I think I was 11 at the time. But I did have now I'm desperate to see this video. Well, you will see it pretty soon. Let me see if I can share my screen so you can actually see the visuals. Because you guys will have to see what I look like. I had very long hair at the time. All right, I just want to see when I say my birth name, so you guys. Okay, there we go. Oh my god. Okay, okay. So I will have to give. I just watched a clip of it. Oh my god, it's even worse than I thought. Um. Okay. So let me give context. So I still run, and I ran this. I don't do it in person anymore. I run it online, but I ran this booth to raise money for the Cheetah Conservation Fund, which I think I explained in the video. Which raises money to help cheetahs, which are an endangered species. Um, yeah, and I thought I was like all cool and being an activist and stuff. So I played like oh, it's awful, and I had a very high voice and even worse enunciation issues than I do now. Um, what are you doing on the stream, you oldie? Or no, that's talking to somebody else. Long hair. That must have been hard for your hair dysphoria. Um, uh, okay, Cheeto. um, okay, so I skipped ahead a couple seconds. Let me see if I can screen share my um you're presenting to everyone. How do I live stream screen share? Uh, screen share. Here we go. Application window. Okay, so you should see something called "What is the Cheetah Conservation Fund?" Can you see that? There we go. Save Cheetah. No, you guys cannot see it, huh? It says you should be able to see it. Sent to everyone. Screen sharing presented to everyone. Huh. Because Google says you should be able to see it. But apparently you guys cannot see it. Imagine no one's there this morning. Wait, now I can. Yep, okay, you guys can see it. I mean the video, not you. Well, yeah. You should just see a slide saying what is the Cheetah Conservation Fund? Working now. Okay, now you're gonna see me in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh like I can't take this. Wait, there's no audio? There's no audio? Wait, you guys gotta hear the audio. Wait, are you guys seriously not hearing audio on this video? That's weird, because I can hear the audio. That kitchen there. Okay, we gotta go back a few seconds. Yeah, no sound. Okay, okay, you have to hear my terrible enunciation. I had the worst, because you guys, I might have explained the reason why I have mild enunciation issues now is because I I had pretty bad speech issues when I was younger. I have the worst enunciation in this video. It's so bad. Like I cannot talk. Okay, let me not screen share so I can fix the audio issues. I think it's because I have my headphones plugged in. Okay. Let me just fix it for a sec. All right. All right, can you guys see it again? The video started back from where it was. Well, I'm not exposing myself psychotoxin. I'm intentionally not revealing my birth. Okay, so can you guys see the video again? Like started from where it was before. I'm trying to fix the audio issue. And my cat is again. Let me get back in the video. Kitty. You just see the text. Well, that's what you should be seeing. Okay. Now can you hear it? It's an organization that raises money for the cheetahs. Cheetahs are endangered. There are less than 15,000 left in the world. There's a small population I run, but they're mainly in Africa. Can you hear that? CCF works to help save them. One of the reasons why they're going extinct is because they're eating livestock of farmers, which kill them. So CCF is giving the farmers these dogs. Yeah, I know it's quiet. I actually I can't improve the audio anymore. I have it turned all the way up. 15,000 left in the world. There actually are 15,000 left in the world. Oh, okay, the music too. Let me explain the music. I was obsessed with John Legend and the Roots album "Wake Up Everybody," and so I really wanted to put that in there. And it's way louder. You can tell in the video than the actual than me actually speaking. Put them in Africa. They will eat all the native wildlife and become in the middle. Another program is they clear this bush that is in the cheetah's way, this thorny bush, and they make it into a fuel log, and they process it into fuel log, and then they sell it and make more money for them to work with the cheetahs. So it's a double benefit. Oh God, this is terrible. What's that I should beside you for? That was the stuff that I. Hi, Melissa. Was it a school project? No, this was just something that I uploaded of YouTube of my own volition to promote my fundraiser. The stuff beside me was stuff that I used that I brought with me. This was an annual festival that was held in my town. That I would use, and I would sell T-shirts to raise money. Oh my God, the troll person is in the chat. I can't believe you harassed me in another video. Stop milking for views. I can't believe you did this willingly. I can't believe I did it either. But we're only halfway through this video. Um, Cheers for the person who will remain unnamed. She is the person I did the pose law video on. This looks like it was made in 2005. It does. It was made in 2011 though. Can I be a mod, please? Cyphertoxin. Yeah, I can make you a mod. How do I? Yeah, add moderator. There you go. For everybody asking who the person is, the person I made a post law video on and wondering if they're a troll. All right, let's continue with this terrible video that I made before my transition. Oh god, the slides are so long too. Oh well, what did I just do? I don't even know what I just did. Oh god, okay, I want to skip this part. I had stuffed animals and stuff. I don't even. Teddy Pendergrass actually did that song first. Yeah, right, because most of the songs I think were covers of other songs, but it was a cover, except for Hard Times on that album. But it was like, yeah, their own covers of songs kind of done their way. Very confirmed. I still can't get over this kitchen. I keep going. Okay, so I had cheetah fur that this organization actually I can explain it. The founder of the CCF was given, and they showed a real king cheetah, and I got some of the fur check. Is face paint. Did you dab what they had? So the fur was they actually took me to an event there where they had a cheetah that was kept in captivity and they were brushing it and some of its fur fell off and I took it and I kept it. And then the face paint was also my dad painted kids' faces and their parents gave us money. And that was also how we raised money. Is that supposed to be you? That was me before my transition. So yes, that is proof that I am trans. Troll. Because we're painting cheetahs on kids' faces to raise money and awareness. These are some brochures that I've been giving out. This is a T-shirt that my grandma embroidered, and we're selling them. Yeah, my grandma's are really good at embroidering stuff. Another type of cheetah T-shirt and iron-on. That's it for tonight. Okay. I still stuttered a bit too. Festival tomorrow. So much easier for MPF. I'll just drop boy voice on them. It says Melissa. Yeah, I guess it's easier to convince them that you're trans. Oh, I raised about $200. We made a lot of money for the cheers. And then that's me actually at the booth. That Erica Jessica Parker's daughter, or yeah, this is too much work. Just eat the damn cats. It's turning freaking Cheetos gay. Well, I was obsessed with cheetahs at one point. Like I've had various animal obsessions. When I was very little, I was obsessed with chickens. Look for, and I think I had a dinosaur phase too. I mean, a lot of kids do. Wasn't a particularly strong dinosaur phase, but I definitely had a really strong chicken phase. All this time, I wondered why green was my favorite color, but now I see. Free transition, Matthew. Looks like that one girl has no friends and spends all day in back of the school library. I was literally that person. Oh, the music is so loud. Save the chicken. What? Support your favorite organization, and it's in the terrible iMovie phone. I mean, I still use iMovie, obviously, but see it. I think I was addicted to Hot Wheels at this age. A lot better than what I was doing. So yeah, that's me exposed. I feel like I would have bullied for transition. And I looked like that for a pretty long time, actually. Save the Cheetahs is becoming a total meme now. The transition made you a lot more confident. Your body language between now and then is like night and day. Yeah, totally. I was a lot more socially awkward and anxious then. And also, when I got older, I became really depressed too, and transition helped me a lot with that. So it definitely made me way more confident. Save the Cheetahs. Make a channel named Save the Cheetahs. Good night, Matthew C. I hope you stream again soon. Good night, Saxon. So yeah, that's. I can't believe I just watched that, but I'm definitely taking that video down when I have the opportunity to. I think. Let me redirect. Not screen share anything anymore, right? Okay. Okay. So that was quite the experience. And now Save the Cheetahs will become a permanent meme on my channel. You look like a Velma from Scooby-Doo. I'm sorry. I actually haven't watched that much Scooby-Doo, so I don't really know much the reference. Yes, but the post-law person, who I will refuse to give publicity by mentioning their name, is still in the chat. You shouldn't have given me the meme. So you're talking, yeah. That is the true birth of a meme right there. You have to. I've learned through hard experience that you cannot force the meme. You just have to let it become a creation by itself. So I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream pretty soon. I've been streaming for a pretty long time, and there's not much more to talk about, and not a normie one either. I think you define normie memes by meme generators. Daddy, no, Psychotoxin, I can't stream forever. I just got. Well, it's not the person's fault. It's not the post law person's fault. It's just that I've been gas the normies. Oh, you got a little cheetah emoji, cheetah rights. Save the Cheetos. Gas the normies, all of them. Save the Cheetos, please. Go have dinner with your family. Remember, slap your sister for. So unless you guys have any more questions, I think that's gonna be it. Remember, no Cheetos, no Cheetos. I've not sent harassment. I've not sent harassment. Do you get? That's cheetahist. Save the cheetahs and smoke weed every day. My gender is cheetah. A lot of you guys have noticed can't spell arrest correctly. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream. Sorry, guys, but this was really fun. And maybe when I have time, I'll do another stream. And we could do a live stream where you all join. And I could talk with some of you guys. And I'm doing it through Google Hangouts because my coding software crashed, and that's why I was having technical difficulties before. So it would be fun having a live stream where I could actually be talking with some of you guys, like on the stream. But anyway, yeah, this was really fun. And see you for now.